Hello and welcome to this interview here on Money Paathshaala. Joining me today is a real estate expert, someone who has multi-decade experience in the sector and in other sectors as well during his corporate journey. But currently, he is the group CFO at REA India, which has a clutch of real estate ventures, uh, housing.com, proptiger.com, and makan.com. So, of course, we are not going to discuss with Vikas Wadhawan what he intends to do with these three separate ventures or what they do differently. But the idea is to have multiple conversations as we go along. But today, putting the focus on the bull run that the real estate market is seeing. Uh, Thank you, Vikas, for joining me on this interview. And my first question to you would be that do you feel that this bull run that we are seeing on every parameter, actually sales, launches, prices, do you feel it has more legs to continue for some more time? Because one of the triggers that could have halted it was an interest rate hike, but that clearly doesn't seem to be happening at this point of time. So your thoughts, please.
First of all, thanks Vivek for hosting me on this interview, and hello everyone. So Vivek, you've asked multiple questions in one question, so let me try and answer each one of them one by one. I would call this phase as a bull run because the real estate market is coming out of a very long down cycle, and we've seen typically the real estate cycles are, whether it's an upturn or a downturn, are long in cycles. So real estate market has always been cyclical. So my sense where we are standing today, we're going to see a longish upcycle, the way we've seen a very long down cycle between 2014 until 2019. Now, there are multiple reasons why I'm so bullish about why this is going to be a long cycle. Because if we reflect back over the last 4 5 years, there are some very strong structural changes which has happened in the Indian economy as well as real estate. First and foremost was demonetization. Then RERA happened because the down cycle, which started in 2013, the predominant factor was the lack of confidence of the buyer in the real estate sector, and a lot of developer entered into the market without having the wherewithal of delivering the project, which shaken the confidence of the buyers in the market. RERA came in and helped in kind of bringing the confidence of the consumer back on the back of regulations, and made developers and intermediaries accountable to what they're selling. GST was a big reform which happened during this period, and and then the COVID happened, which is more of a sentiment thing than anything else. But these structural reforms set a very solid foundation for real estate. One thing which also happened in the down cycle was a lot of developers who doesn't have the financial wherewithal or the technical competence to deliver real estate projects. They either moved out of the market or they got consolidated with bigger players and bigger brands. And that also added in terms of the confidence of the buyers in the market. Now, 2020, COVID happened. And during the COVID, people realized that probably home is the safest place they have. And that's where the demand sentiment or the sentiment of buying a home or having a home started growing very significantly. Uh, Digital acceleration happened during the same period, which helped people searching property digitally, coming to the platforms like housing.com, and finding a nice home. Even the people who had homes were also looking at, because now hybrid work environment is the reality, and I don't think it'll going to go anywhere. People need some space in their house where they can work maybe once in a week or 2 days in a week. They need a nice study area for their kids uh, because of what we experienced during 2020 during COVID. So the buying sentiment improved. People wanted to upgrade their house because they need a bigger space at the house. And infrastructure development, we can't miss that, which is also fueling real estate, not only in bigger cities, but also in tier two, tier three cities, because as the connectivity improves, the real estate improves. So these are some structural changes which has happened. But now, if we look at where we are right now, the economic indicators, all the economic indicators are talking about India possibly is the only bright star from the economic standpoint, and possibly is the fastest growing large economy across the globe. And if we continue to grow at the pace at which we are growing, which is 6.5 to 7.5%, I think we have a very, very bright future in terms of growth, not only in real estate, but in all sectors. Uh, I just wanted to quote, because we are seeing that quote unquote bull run in the real estate sector. Not only the end user which are back in the market, but also the investors are also back in the market, right? And we did a survey on housing.com in collaboration with Naredco, and there the participants of the survey, 48% said they want to they are favoring real estate as an asset class, outperforming stock and fixed deposits and gold as well, right? Because historically we have seen in India, people have a different love for real estate, right? And when some of the structural issues are solved, people are back in the market and they want to invest in real estate. Interest rate, the topic which you touched upon, I don't think that is a major concern, because we've always seen mortgage rates hovering between 7% to 10%, and right now we are at a sweet spot of 8.5 to 9%. Anyways, mortgage is a very, very long term commitment, and 0.5% up or down does not impact the buying sentiment or buying decision of the buyers. Because if your real estate prices are going up at a at let's say on an average of 5%, buying a home today is better, and paying 0.5% or 1% extra on mortgage is a better decision rather than delaying your decision waiting for mortgage rates to come down, right? So I think these factors combining all together, I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a continuous growth momentum in real estate, because there is definitely a huge shortfall in terms of organized or condo housing in India as compared to the population or urban population, so to say.